can't believe he called you a tease.
Let's just get this over with before I change my mind.
Agreed. I haven't come at all thanks to the cake tease.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Talk Word. This is the show where we really get into the nitty-gritty of English words. And today, oh man, we've got a tricky one. It's a word that can be the start of a great friendship or the cause of some real pain. Yep, we're talking all about the word tease. So, what's the deal with teasing? Is it just a fun game, totally harmless, or can it be, well, a weapon? The thing is, the answer is, it's kind of both. And that right there is why getting a handle on this word is so important if you're learning English. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to break this whole thing down. First, we'll look at the two main meanings. Then we'll dive into what makes a tease playful and friendly versus what makes it hurtful and mean. And, the most important part? We'll give you the tools so you can actually tell the difference. Then, to wrap it up, we'll even check out some other ways the word tease gets used. Sound good? Let's jump in. All right. First up, a word, two meanings. Let's get right into it and look at the two very different faces of tease. So, on one hand, you've got the playful side. Just joking with someone in a fun, lighthearted way. This is the kind of teasing that actually brings people closer. But then there's the other side, the hurtful one. This is when you're deliberately trying to annoy or upset someone. It's wild, right? The exact same word, it can be a friendly pat on the back, or it can be straight up bullying. It really all boils down to two things, intent and impact. Okay, so let's start with the good stuff, shall we? Section 2, the playful, friendly tease. This is all about having a laugh with your friends. So, playful teasing, at its core, it's about making fun of someone, but in a totally good-natured way. But here's the secret sauce, the thing that's really key. It's often a way of showing you care, of showing you're close. It's almost like you're saying, hey, I get you. I know you so well that I can make this little joke, and I know you won't take it the wrong way. So how can you spot it in the wild? Well, for starters, a friendly tease is almost always going to be surrounded by smiles and laughter. It happens between people who already like each other, friends or family. And this is a big one. It stops. The second someone even looks a little upset, it's over, because the whole thing is built on a foundation of respect. Check this out. Here's a perfect little example. Imagine saying, hey, you're wearing that crazy hat again. I love it. It's so you. See what's happening there? The first bit points out something kind of silly, but the second part immediately flips it into a compliment, a sign of affection. It pulls the person in. It doesn't push them away. All right, now we got to flip the coin and look at the other side. Section 3, the hurtful, mean tease. This is when that classic excuse, I was just joking. Yeah, that's when it crosses the line and just becomes bullying. The definition here is pretty straightforward. It's when someone repeatedly makes fun of another person in an unkind way. The whole point, the goal, is to make that other person feel bad, embarrassed, sad, insecure. The fun, if you can even call it that, is completely one-sided. And you can bet there are warning signs, red flags all over the place. The intention is to hurt, period. It often zeroes in on someone's insecurities, something they're already sensitive about. And you'll notice this power play thing happening. The person teasing is trying to make themselves feel bigger by making someone else feel smaller. But the biggest red flag of all? It just doesn't stop. Even when you ask them to, even when it's obvious you're upset. At that point, it's not a joke anymore. It's an attack. Okay, so this all leads us to maybe the most important part of this whole thing. Section 4. How in the world do you tell the difference? Because let me tell you, when it comes to the word tease, context is absolutely everything. This little chart here really lays it all out. Let's walk through it. First, think about the intent. Is the goal to share a laugh together, or is it to gain power and hurt someone? Then look at the relationship. Are you friends, equals, or is there some kind of power imbalance going on? Don't forget body language. Are we talking smiles and relaxed shoulders, or sneers and aggressive posture? But honestly, the biggest clue, the dead giveaway, is the reaction. If everyone's laughing along, you're probably in the clear. But if one person is left feeling small and upset, that's it. The line's been crossed. So look, if you take away one thing from this section, let it be this. If you are ever unsure whether something is okay, just ask yourself this one simple question. How is this making the other person feel? I mean, your intention could be totally innocent. You might think you're just joking around. But at the end of the day, it's the impact that matters. If they're hurt, it wasn't a friendly tease. It really is that simple. Okay, and just when you thought you had it all figured out, because English loves to be complicated, right? The word tease actually has other meanings that have absolutely nothing to do with feelings at all. So let's jump into our final section, other ways to tease. For instance, you can tease hair. A stylist might do this, combing it backwards toward the scalp to give it more volume. Or you could tease apart fibers, like gently separating the threads in a cotton ball or some wool. And then there's my personal favorite. You can tease information. Think about a movie teaser trailer. That's exactly what it's doing. It gives you just a little exciting peek to get you hooked and make you want to see the whole thing. So there you have it. From a friendly joke to a nasty insult, from big hair to a summer blockbuster movie trailer, tease is one seriously powerful and flexible word. And really, getting a handle on all these different shades of meaning, that's a massive step forward in mastering real conversational English. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Now that you know the power that's packed into this one little word, both for good and for bad, the real question is, how are you going to use it? And maybe just as important, how will you react when you hear other people using it?
Hey, if you had fun breaking this word down with us and you want to explore more, you should definitely check out the TalkWord mobile app. You can even create your own word explanations just like this one. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.
Why do you have to tease him like that?
Martha Stewart is not a cake tease.